actions are worth more than any word. And the greatest action is to fight.
Avengers! Kick his butt with a quarter circle punch. I don't know what's about 2026 that has us getting some really banger 2D fighters. 2XKO, Avatar Legends, and Invincible Versus, they're all great fighters. But when it comes to Marvel Tokon, it's clear that there's a new top teleporting dog in the ring. Earth faces a new threat, one that surpasses Thanos, Ultron, and even Doom. Movie studio executives. No, wait, that's not right. An all-powerful cosmic being known as the Champion had descended upon Earth, wishing for only one thing: to fight. If the Earth is to be saved, 5 carefully selected teams must fight their way to the top and take on the Champion himself. If you're not a fan of comics or 2D fighters, don't worry, Marvel Tokon will make you into one. Given how every other 2D fighting game this year has the glorious pleasure of kicking my butt relentlessly, I was thoroughly ready for the same experience. But thankfully, it turned out that I was doing the butt whooping. For the most part. Marvel Tokon is designed to focus more on introducing newcomers to the 2D fighting world, and having fun doing so, rather than a pro-hardcore experience that punishes you severely for not spending literal days understanding every character's frame data, or forcing you to memorize hundreds of button inputs. Kinda like the old Marvel vs. Capcom. It's designed in a way where you can immediately just hop into an online lobby and start kicking some serious butt, regardless of your skill level. No matter who you choose within the 20-fighter roster, you get a pretty good understanding of the various playstyles and strategies most 2D fighters utilize. Projectiles, rushdown combos, zoners, big heavy hitters. No matter what, Tokon gives you the space necessary to know what each of these terms mean and how they can make the different playstyles unique. Sure, I had my favorites like Deadpool and Loki, but it was always so much more thrilling to discover combos once I decided to switch up my team every now and again. Even if you're on the receiving end of an Avengers level beatdown, it never felt completely one-sided and always opened up the possibility of a well-earned comeback. And that's what I love most about Tokon and their approach to fighters. At no time are you ever discouraged to pick up the controller and try again. Someone who just casually wants to fight as their favorite Marvel characters has an equal opportunity to enjoy themselves and put up a decent fight against someone who lives and breathes fighting games. But if you want to take a breather, Tokon has you covered there too. It seems that almost every modern fighting game has some sort of arcade hangout space to relax and socialize. But this is by far my favorite. There's so much to explore here that I generally forgot I was supposed to be in a fighting arena. I honestly wouldn't mind if they decided to expand upon this even further and make it its own little Marvel Tamagotchi life simulator. Plus, the anime manga inspired redesigns are frankly way better than they have any right to be. Leagues above their MCU or comic book counterparts in my opinion. But hey, it is still a Marvel game after all, so I bet you're wondering what kind of action-packed, emotionally gripping story Tokon has to offer, especially given its anime inspirations. Well, let's just say it bombed harder than the Inhumans TV show. I keep saying that fighting games aren't particularly known for their story content, but even here it's laughably hollow. There's definitely hints of how much more depth the story could have had, even being comparable to how the Mortal Kombat series formats their story components. Especially since majority of it is presented with a comic book style, which definitely gets points for uniqueness. I just wish that they would have taken that same level of care and used it to create a story that wasn't as bare bones as it could ever be. At least each team's story arc is shorter than an hour, so it is a great way to learn about each fighter's unique playstyles if anything. Marvel Tokon is the perfect way to introduce newcomers to the 2D fighting scene. No matter what your skill level is, you're gonna have a fun time. It may not have the gripping story narrative most Marvel games are known for, but it far makes up for it with its easy to learn, hard to master approach to its gameplay. Plus, their Tamagotchi Life hangout space ensures that there's plenty to be had even after your matches. Makes me kind of hope for another release of Marvel vs. Capcom. I guess I'll stick with Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, assembling a 9 out of 10.